Taoiseach, no woman who lived under the shadow of the 8th Amendment will ever forget its impact. Many of us will recall the X case, the ABC case, the PP case, the tragic death of Savita Halappanavar. And we all know that there are thousands of other women who were harmed and whose lives were deeply impacted by Ireland's constitutional ban on abortion between 1983 and 2018. Thousands had to travel abroad for necessary health care. In later years, many self-medicated with pills purchased online, and far too many in the early years had to resort to using underground phone lines to get abortion information. Taoiseach, as Students' Union President in Trinity in 1989, I will never forget taking calls from women and girls in crisis pregnancy who were seeking the phone numbers of abortion clinics in England and had nowhere else to turn then. Women who were panicked and desperate would describe their terror to me. Their bodies were no longer their own, their futures were no longer their own. And because of the 8th Amendment, they had to resort to calling a Trinity student's phone line to ask for help. Taoiseach, after many decades of campaigning, we succeeded in repealing the 8th Amendment in 2018 and in legalising abortion here, and that's very welcome. But far too many women are still travelling, at least 1,500 since 2019. Women across Ireland still feeling the loneliness of rejection by their own health service. So we must address the barriers to accessing necessary reproductive health care. Resources are not the issue. The constitutional ban is gone. What's preventing women from getting the care they need is political squeamishness and cowardice, a residual, insulting, patriarchal mistrust of women that forms the basis of the mandatory 3-day wait, and government's unwillingness to engage with the evidence that other change is needed. Taoiseach, I welcome your confirmation that you will vote in support of the private member's bill to remove the 3-day wait at second stage tonight. But even if that reform is introduced, it will not be enough. It will not be enough in particular for women who receive a devastating diagnosis of fatal fetal abnormality, but who still have to travel abroad because of the unnecessarily restrictive provisions in the current law. Taoiseach, you asked Barrister Marie O'Shea to lead a review into how abortion care was working in Ireland. Her report was published 3 years ago. From that moment, you and your colleagues were on notice that the system was failing women, that arbitrary and paternalistic processes are failing women and indeed doctors. So we need to go further than removing the mandatory 3-day wait. We need urgent reform of the overly restrictive provisions on fatal fetal anomaly, and we need implementation of all the recommendations from Marie O'Shea's report. Taoiseach, the 3-day wait is one serious obstacle, and women cannot wait any longer for it to be repealed. So can we have a timeline for this change? None was forthcoming from government last night. And 3 years since the O'Shea review, when will we see all her recommendations implemented to deliver effective reproductive care and abortion rights for women?